Welcome back, everyone, to another round of Planet Nomads, coming to the end of a very long 2 weeks for me, finally, and we're back here. I have played some more with this in what limited time I've had available these last 2 weeks, and basically what I've done, if you can see it just a little bit, is I decided to try the sloped blocks because that'll help slide things into place, I thought, on the storage container. And also the storage container, you can't mount like a block to that side. It just doesn't work. You see, it's not wanting to mount to it. So it would be a way to keep the storage container from accidentally connecting to it. However, it did not work out that way. It kind of, when I did this last, it kind of just got stuck. Like, it slid into place, but not quite the way I was hoping. So I think if it doesn't work this time, what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to just redo all of this. I'm going to take every bit of this off of that. I'm going to take this and just start fresh on this one. I'm going to take all the mounting stuff off of the rig there, the mining rig, and just instead start working on something else. See, like, that's the problem I'm running into, is it's not lining up evenly. Oh, and then I have that flip. Yeah. I am just going to take all this out. I will take my fugly truckling and raise the ante a bit. So I made this. So you see it's doing the same thing again. It's like, it's just leaning towards that. Probably because of an imbalance on the vehicle itself. But I tried to balance this as much as I could. The only problem is, of course, the way that sits. And of course, I have like no control. Oh, great. Yep, there it goes. So that's not working very well. All I wanted to do was go straight up, and it didn't work. So this time I've done a double stack, which is really not working as well as I wanted on the corners. You kind of see there is that little spot there that could be an issue. That's really going to be a bit more of a problem than I would like on the corners. Maybe let me try one trick. I really kind of want a solid piece on the other end, but if I need to, I will adjust around it. I just want to make sure that when it drops, I'm not gonna have to worry about something getting stuck because of a flat spot there, and I feel like that's gonna end up happening. Oh, this is where I really feel we're missing a piece that we should have, because that is, I mean, we're gonna have a flat part in one section or on another section. Oh man, yeah, that's just, we're gonna have that. That's gonna be the problem, the sticky issue there. That's where it's gonna hit. It's gonna get stuck on that. But the idea is basically to drop down and slide into place. And I'm pretty sure now my problem on the previous one was imbalance, which is gonna be a little difficult to do without putting, say, a central aligned cockpit, which I don't want to do. I want this to be where the cockpit's on the front side, so I'm gonna have to figure out a way to balance this so it's not doing something weird, but maybe at least this will help for the moment. Moment of truth. I don't have a spot there because I didn't plan well enough ahead of time for that, but this should basically drop and then start wiggling in. Look at that. That should, oh yeah. So it fits despite the corners, and it's locked in there from that. So maybe we do this, and trying to move forward at the same time is not working. I'm pretty much, yeah, it is wedged in 100%, stuck, not coming out. All right, now I'm trying it balanced because I just put them on the outside. I've got two cockpits because that way it's balanced. It's not gonna say it's not balanced. I'll take that out, because if I take the wrong one out, it's gonna add that extra bit of weight there. You see, even with that, it just dropped to the back of it for some reason, despite the fact that it should be pretty much identical on both ends. And see how easy this works. I know this can work. Look at that, see? Wiggles. It wiggles. It made it. It wiggled all the way down. So I am on the right track. And then once it's done, it goes back up. I can add another thing for that so it could go back up. But I mean, that works in terms of that. Of course, the main concern with these is not just that it will, you know, slide down over it. It's also for the fact that it should not allow me to place that container and have it act as though it's attached to the craft itself, because you can't place that angled block like that. Like I can place it here on the side, I can place it like that, but if I rotate, it won't place. So that's kind of the idea of using it, so it still gives that central frame that goes around it to hold it in place and make sure it goes straight downwards and straight back upwards, like it'll need to do here, and then have it where it can actually kind of wiggle into place. Obviously, I need to play with it a little bit more, but that's the general idea there. And so I know it works. I just got to fine-tune it a little bit. It's just got to get finessed a little bit. Oh, did I get it? Did I get it? Wiggle. You know, it is kind of interesting that if you land and get kind of stuck a little bit, it doesn't respond to the first time I hit the spacebar. I have to hit spacebar and then hit spacebar again and hold it. And it sometimes is like 5 seconds before it ever tries to lift. Yeah, now with the imbalance, I cannot get it to drop evenly onto it. It just keeps like either one side drops faster than the other. Like or side to side or front to back. Something drops faster than the opposite side of the vehicle. And it wedges. All right, this time, just for fun. Actually, not for fun, just to prove if it work or not with that. I'm trying it with the little hover jack option, the magnetic lifter style thing. The idea in this case being that it can help me maybe line everything up. And with the better alignment, be able to possibly lift things. And of course, the problem here is I also have the container attached to the base. So I'm gonna have to take it out. The idea being now, I'm just gonna try to get it to line up close enough. You know, wiggle over. And then be like, all right, time to raise up a little bit. And oh no. Well, I know how to launch my space station into orbit now. Where? Wow. Look at that. You can see it's like, here's the planet. It's gone away. I can't even see anything. All because I picked up the jack. Can I beat 100 kilometers before I run out of oxygen? Yes. Can I beat 1,000 kilometers per hour before I run out of oxygen? Oh, here we go. We're coming up on it. 1,000 kilometers an hour. Yes. And I've gone so far, I can't even see the globe, the black globe. It would look like, I guess, a black hole at this point. That's an interesting bug. All I did was turn on the hover jack to pick up the stupid storage container. Oh, this thing is so wobbly and risky in terms of controls. I mean, I'm just really going to have to play a lot with stuff like this and just go through a lot of failures to get this to work right. Oh, see, there it goes. It starts to slide over perfectly fine, and it actually lines up right. And then I just tell it to drop down, and it goes offset. So, yeah, there's something weird about the mechanics there in terms of it sliding into place. And now, oh, there it goes again. I want to see how this will work, but I have a feeling it's not going to help that much, and it's going to make it even harder to place things. But maybe, you know, doing like some creators have used, I think, you know, Gimrick has done it, a rail system where you're using the wheels as a way to fit things around that, it might work. I wonder if I actually could just use something else for the wheel instead and make it actually fit even better than doing that. Like, can I just mount the wheel to the side here? Yes, I can. So really all I need is to have, I mean, it'd be great to flex, but it doesn't have to. All right, there we go. A wheel in the front, a wheel in the back. I mean, seriously, this point, it should be like, this is going to roll and, oh, my, I mean, all right, yeah, so it did get stuck. So now I know what I have to do. I need to use wheels instead of the little groove mechanism. I just need to use wheels to try and line it up. And that's gonna, actually, I think I can make that work with the other setup, just building around the existing one over here instead of dealing with that. I might just come back to building off of this one right there and trying to make it work. But yeah, I've got a direction now that I know will work. It's just gonna be hard to make it look quite right. Well, I thought I had it working and I had this all set up, and then I detach one block and that whole thing comes off because apparently that's not attaching those to it. That doesn't attach either. And yet it was attaching in the middle. Okay, I feel kind of stupid that it's been so long since I've dealt with this that I forgot. You know, you have a certain direction on the wheels you have to mount them to. But anyway, I've got this. I mean, if this will work, then it'll be just as good. I mean, as long as it lines up, that's what I'm concerned with. But yeah, basically it has to line with that on the outside and that part to the inside. Let's see what I can do over here. Maybe I can make it actually mount to just the vertical blocks, just the armor blocks like that, and let that be all I have to do. Is if that works. Yeah, look at that, it lines up, it actually mounts to it. I don't know how well that's going to spin, but I don't really need it to spin. I just need it to let it slide down over the structure. That's all I need it to actually do. So I can actually see what looks to be the wheels turning. That was just some weird visual thing with it. Even though I'm not, like, the wheels have not been switched into any kind of direction or anything like that. But I think that may, yeah, this is going to be the better approach once I lock in the right balance on the air blades and everything. The air blades are going to be a problem getting it balanced just right. And then getting the wheels set up just right. But once it's all done, I'm going to have to get it to do some strafing too, I think. I think strafing is going to be a big part of this. And once that's all done, it should just drop down on top. Obviously, wheels in the front and back will help. Let's see if it actually lets me out. Despite the fact that it's acting like it's hung up on a piece back there. Don't flip. Oh, there it goes. Yeah, this is why I don't build vehicles in the game. That and just the weirdness with some of the physics, like launching stuff into space. All right, I'm just gonna have to play with this and work on the balance of small air blades to get it floating as level as possible, or at least with as much control as possible, and then redoing this so I have wheels on each section. And now that I've got it sorted on which way to align them. Again, just something I haven't used in a while, and I forgot you have to rotate them that certain way for it to work. But yeah, that's going to be it for this episode, so I can do some more playing with this. But if you enjoyed it, hit that like button, leave me a comment below, let me know if you have any other suggestions for what I could do with this, and of course hit subscribe if you haven't done so already. As always, I'm your host, Mr. Spicy. Thanks so much for watching. Be sure to keep it spicy this week, and I'll see you in the next video.